What's up, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. We have been waiting for this market to give us some clear direction. I see we got an echo going there. We have been waiting for this market to give us some clear direction. Sorry, guys. I see we got it going there. Sorry, guys. I see we got it. We are sorting it all out. Ran, are you there, buddy? We are sorting it all out. Ran, are you there, buddy? Sorry, guys. A little bit of technical issues here today. We have some sad news with Freddie. Shame he's having a lot of problems with the family. So we sort of all echo. Guys, in the chat box here, just give me a nice thumbs up there if you are hearing the echo or if everything is fine, so I know I'm able to go.
Sheldon, there's no echo. I hear you perfectly, bro. There's no echo. I hear you perfectly.
Okay, cool. Awesome, guys. Okay, there we go. Okay. Cool, buddy. So guys, welcome to Crypto Banter. Sorry for the little bit of technical issues in the beginning. Everything's running a little bit crazy. We got Ran at the airport. We got Freddie sitting at the hospital. So everything's a little bit crazy. I'm in Joburg, but we will make sure that we are here every single day. So welcome if you're new to Crypto Banter. Make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Not only are we bringing you the best fundamental news, we are also bringing you the best technical news as well. And now we are finally starting to get a little bit of direction in the market, which is good. We are calming down. And the way the charts that are setting up and where we're sitting right now, we have the structure where this needs to be the bottom. You know, we're expecting a small pullback in the market over the weekend. We got it. We were looking ever since we got the little stoppage out at 36,000. We knew that getting down to, once we broke that level, that 32 to the 34 level was the next level. And all that was a support trend test. And we bounced perfectly on that line. So for the market to turn bullish now, and especially for the next week to 2 weeks, that had to be the bottom. Which means that as traders, we're not prediction traders. We are getting the indications that bullish momentum needs to be coming in now. And we know where the key signal parts are that if the market turns bearish, we'll have the main alarm bells to warn us, which means we mustn't be afraid now. We need to now be getting strong back in the markets and understanding that it's time to make money again. And we know, remember, as a trader, when we are trading in the market, never be afraid to get in at certain points, but know that you always need your plan of action if things go wrong. There's always a plan A and there's always a plan B. So to understand that is very, very important. So there we go. Cool. So getting into this, guys, where are we sitting with Bitcoin right now and what has happened on the weekend? Now, if I go here and I just get all my charts going, there we go. So having a look here now, this was our first little zone that we wanted to pull. We knew that a right shoulder was going to form. We knew that it was coming. The only thing is, where was that high going to be? We wanted the 42K level, the 41 to the 43, somewhere in that zone. We came just short. I think we literally went to 40,800. So it was a little bit there. And remember, the whole idea of us catching that high was for a farming zone. And yet we came a bit short and that was okay. But we know that bigger picture, that a strong pull to the upward side was to come. That was the main understanding. We were looking for a little farming stage, but we still knew that this was the momentum where we needed to calm down and then make our way back up to the 49,000 to the 50,000 level. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. And we're having a look because we are finally starting to get a nice reaction from the market. And the fact that we didn't make a lower low is a really, really key sign for us. And we know the last week that the sort of strategy we're running is, since we got stopped out, we only wanted to get stopped out 50% of our capital. Because the market could go either way, and we sort of in the middle here, we wanted to make sure we had some cash, and we obviously are still in the market. And now we're starting to get direction that we can start getting back into the market, and we know where the key signals are, that if the market turns bearish at any points, we will make sure that we free up those dollars so we can obviously react to where wherever down we could possibly go. So remember, we're not saying it's a full bull market just yet, but with what I'm seeing now for this week, I see a really good, strong green market, and they're going to try reclaim some of the big losses that we have made in the last week, 2 weeks. So we knew that, we've seen it now in the emotion markets that we always have the strong push to the downward side, and then we have calm down stage. But now that we are getting to this calm down stage and we are not making the lower lows, this is really good when I have structure. As long as I got structure in a trade, I'm always happy to trade it. So what's happening with Bitcoin now? These lows that we made on the weekend, where we got to the 33,300, that is the key level that we should not go below, which means now I have an exit point and I know where's the alarm bells. Here's a clear wedge. We know that this can be a bearish wedge. We know definitely out of going off the normal candlestick patterns that when a wedge is forming and when we are making our way downwards in the market, we know that a bearish wedge comes down, it makes this, and we can continue to the next level, which means that is always an option. We are not going to ever count out that that's not an option. But now, at least we know that we are getting enough candles here to give us that structure. Now we have a clear support trend, and we have a clear breakout trend that will take us to those levels. Now, we have these two sort of options that can play out between today. And remember, we're going to be trading this market short term for now. And by short term, I mean week by week. We're going to be trading it until we have bigger, because, to be honest, the higher time frames haven't reversed. We still have a lot of warning signs on the higher time frames. But now shorter time frames, we are seeing some good growth. So Bitcoin now, what am I expecting? I'm looking to start getting back in the market with that 50% now. Now, some of it's going to be into Bitcoin, some of it's going to be into the alts, and we're going to go through some of those alts now quickly today. Now, Bitcoin, we know we are finally starting to get a higher high, we got a higher low, and now we are starting to get some volume short time frame that's starting to take us to the upward side, which means the market is looking good, okay, as long as Big Daddy's happy. But now let's go have a look what is happening to that dominance. And we could see that we had this plan of us getting that normal, what do you call it, a head and shoulders. And what a normal head and shoulders usually indicates is we make the left shoulder, we make the head, we make the right shoulder, and it looks at a drop. So where we're looking with dominance, it's not looking too strong, which means the love is still with the altcoins, and where we're sitting with the altcoin, which is good. So it means by still splitting your portfolio right now, knowing that, yes, we are in some cash and we are some in the market, is we're going to split. When we're getting back into the market now, we're going to be splitting some with Bitcoin, and we're going to be splitting some with the good major alts. We're not playing around with small alts now. We're not playing around with any small cap coins, because it's not that they are not reacting 100% just yet. We're going to start getting to the bigger, what your Cardanos, your Solanas, your Ethereum. We're going to start splitting that money now with Bitcoin and those coins as well. Why? Because we can see that the dominance, it had a good reversal when the market dumped, but for now it's looking weak. So altcoins are still in, and we're still in favor. And we can see today that Bitcoin's gone up 3%, Ethereum's gone up 6%, DOT's gone up 3%, BNB's gone up 4%, Solana's gone up 11%. So we can already start to see that the alts are the ones that recover quicker when we have pullbacks in the markets. So right now, put it into perspective, when Bitcoin is going down, dominance is going up, which means the alts are the ones that are getting hurt more than Bitcoin. But when Bitcoin bounces and turns bullish, the alts are the ones that are jumping out quicker. The alts are the ones that are making more gains faster. So it's good for us now to understand that shopping list that we have and these zones, we need to be getting to those coins with Bitcoin and riding it short term with the bullish momentum, knowing that Bitcoin has a job now. We have structure. What's the job for Bitcoin? From this zone now, Bitcoin needs to make its way out of that trend, make that higher high, the test, and start making its way up. So that is the job for Bitcoin that we need in this week. We are getting the clear indications that it's on its way to do that. So that's a good sign. So now getting into the market, guys, we got stopped out at 36,000 with Bitcoin, right? Now we're starting to get a zone now. I'm going to start laddering in on the zone. Now, short time frame, very short time frame, and I'm talking in the next 2-3 hours, is if I have a look at let's jump in here. Let's get in. So we can see 15 minutes. We can see that these RSIs are getting to the top, which means a small short-term pullback is going to happen shortly. And that is our trigger now for us to be buying in. Remember that for me to buy in right now, I know a small pullback's coming. This big leg that we've just made up, don't be surprised to see this little leg make a little leg down. And from that, this is the zones that I want to get in. So for Bitcoin now, we are still going to get the opportunity of getting in below where we got stopped out, which is good. It was a success. And the fact that we got stopped out and the price went lower than those zones, that was a successful stop loss, because now we're buying on confirmation, which is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant thing to do. So never be afraid to get stopped out. Just know that if you get stopped out, where are you buying back firstly? And to make sure that we don't just get stopped out and the price just shoots up, because that's terrible. That now puts you in dollars, and now Bitcoin goes up, and then you end up losing coins because you're buying at a higher price. So now we are going to have the chance to buy back either exactly where we got stopped out or even just under, but it's a confirmation buy. It's a good buy to say that this is the right choice. We are making our way up in the market, and we do have the sort of alarm bells to know that big picture, we shouldn't drop these zones. Otherwise, Bitcoin's going to $20,000. And now that we have that, don't be afraid. Now it's time for us to use a strategy and to trade the market as it is. So for Bitcoin, a small pullback now between 35,400 and to the $36,000 region, which means we are buying back in where we got stopped out with that 50%, which is brilliant. That's a successful stoppage for us. So that's looking good. Dominance we know is falling. Now, having a look quickly at Ethereum and seeing where we're sitting, I was busy with my drawings earlier. Same thing with Ethereum now. Now, Ethereum, I see us now pulling back to the $2,400 and the $2,450. So same thing, guys, look at this. We can see this very clearly. Let's clean it up here for you guys, that everything is still following Bitcoin. We can see it very, very clear. So if I'm expecting the small pullback from Bitcoin now, it's the same thing that I'm expecting from these coins. Now, Ethereum is definitely one of them that I'm going to be laddering in with Bitcoin now. I want to get back into a bit of Ethereum because it is looking bullish. Having a look at which I'll get into now, Ethereum to the BTC chart, it's still looking really, really good. And even the Ethereum dominance, it's falling, but it's holding levels strong, which means Ethereum's still going to be one of the strong alts that are going to react from this dump that we've had. Now, Ethereum, if I'm expecting Bitcoin to fall another 2-3%, it's the same thing what I'm seeing with Ethereum. So anywhere between 2,400, 2,450, this is my zone now where I'm starting to ladder back in the market. Now, what is the key levels now for us to hold now for Ethereum? Now, if we have a look, just take this off. It's weird that I'm having an echo on my side. So with Ethereum now, that's the entry zones. What's danger zone? Is the previous low. So for stoppages, this is exactly where my stop loss is sitting at that zone. So my stop loss will be sitting between 2,200 to 2,250 is where my stop loss region is going. We are making good structure. It is consolidating and we are moving in the sideward zone. Let's have a look. There we go. So same thing over here. If I draw that line in perfect, boom, you can see how we perfectly hit that zone. So we have 3 really good touches. So for that, we know is a strategized stop loss because we are starting to trend up. We are starting to calm down. This is still exactly what we were looking at. We have a left shoulder, head, push outwards. So Ethereum is good. And we're actually still catching Ethereum really much at the bottom because a move like this, we know we got 2 options. And by tomorrow, we will see where we're sitting. The first option is we're going to go and attempt to go get that resistance, which means Ethereum from where we're sitting now, easily for us to get us to the 2,800 to the $3,000 level, which means that even where we're sitting now, a good 20 to 23, 24% trade to come up. That's short term. That's working off worst scenario. What we actually want is a break, push, and the continuation up to that zone. This can happen, guys. So we are catching this at a really, really good stage. So quick recap. Ethereum, 2,400 to 2,450 is where I'm laddering back into Ethereum. And my stop loss will be sitting at 2,200 and 2,250 in that zone. We know the importance that if we drop that, we've had this previously with Bitcoin, that after the first dump, when it took us from 65,000 to 50,000, we knew we started forming this upwards support. And when we collapsed that is when it obviously took us down to 40,000 and then down to $30,000 level. So now we're getting structure and we got a good sign. And remember, short-term targets getting us to 2,800 to 3,000. But ideally, the next zone that I want Ethereum to get to is this imbalance zone that's up in this level over here. So that's all the way to 3.6 back to the $4,000 level. That's ideally what we want to push as the bullish scenario. And we obviously got the main levels where we know where's the bearish scenario. So now we plan for both. Having a look quickly at Ethereum dominance, we can see, I got my drawings, there we go, that we are holding the support trend. We are cracking it at times, and it was a really good, but we are still reacting and it's fighting back in that zone, which means Ethereum's still going to run strongly with the major alts. That's why it's good for us to split it. Now, which ones will I split and start buying back into now? I'm not going more than 4 and 5 coins. Remember, we're not planning the future. The big time frames haven't reversed just yet. So which ones? Now, the one that I'm looking at definitely is DOT. Because where DOT, you can see my drawing is still there and it's looking good. So what's happening with DOT is we have amazing, let's make it bigger for everyone. There we go. We have a really good trend line that's forming. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've just broken. So look at DOT now. Now DOT hasn't really pushed anything since this dump. DOT's still sitting at $21, guys. So the growth, just a pullback from this level, is really good gains to come from DOT. So now what's nice with this is, guys, we have broken that trend. So remember the importance of the trend is if we break a trend, we should not come back in that trend. And if we have a look at this little low that we have here, that's back in the trend, which means that is support. That is stop loss territory. No lower lows. We are finally making a higher high. And there will be, if Bitcoin has that small pullback, we're going to be catching DOT back at $20. So my zones now for DOT that I'm laddering back in now is through these levels over here. So DOT anywhere between $20 and 21.5, anywhere in the zone is a good laddering in zone back on DOT. This big dump over here, because this is imbalance. This is huge. We've never gone and tested this zone ever since we have dropped it. So even working off the bearish scenario in the future, this is still massive gains to make. This takes DOT back to $35 to $38. And if we have a look at the percentage-wise from where we're sitting, anywhere in the zone to that zone, it's 67 to 80%. This is where we can catch and start making some good money back in the market. Now with DOT, anywhere $20 to $21.5 is a good buy-in zone. Stop loss must be sitting at $19 or just under $19 actually. I would look at 18.8 anywhere in that region because we know we should not come back. And that makes sense because that means Bitcoin shouldn't make it below that zone. We shouldn't come back in that level. So we know that we are still tracking Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still the main one for us to look at, but we can now trade our alts off Bitcoin as well, knowing that Bitcoin shouldn't make a lower no, so neither should DOT. So DOT is looking really, really bullish for me, guys. I really see this coin moving strong, and even for the minimal target, who knows, in the next week we could be here. From here, we could actually be up and actually going again, and look where you have been buying. So DOT is making a really good chart and we're looking good. So DOT is the next one that I'm really bullish on. And if we have a look, the next one now, so you see how DOT is earlier. So DOT hasn't done anything since that dump. Cardano started doing something. It's had these big pushes of these upward thrusts, but it's still running in the sideways channel. We can see we are still running in this full sideways channel over here. So Cardano, it's not just a buy right now, but it's one that can come later on today. And what it is it's clearly off the break of this top trend over here. So the breakout of this trend is going to give us a really key indication that this is a great indication to be buying. And where's the stop loss? We shouldn't come back into the trend. Very, very simple. So with Cardano is we need a little bit of time. I am going to be pumping it this week with those videos, guys. Even the coin panel ones, as soon as I'm entering in on Cardano or any of these coins, I'm going to be doing it on coin panel, and I'm going to be letting you guys know live on this one. The first one that I'm buying right now is DOT. DOT is definitely the one I'm lining up. Now I'm waiting a little bit of Cardano because Cardano, I still have a feeling that this coin is just going to explode. It's reacting so well when Bitcoin is dumping, and how quickly Cardano bounces back. It just shows it's going to be one of the first that are at the gate and are going to give us massive gains. Now, this is the trend we want to break out. Stop loss, we know is at 1.5, that sort of region over there. Now, where do we see Cardano going? See, there's not even massive imbalance here. It shows us how bullish this coin actually is when the markets are bullish. And from the zone, I see at least Cardano going up to the top levels over here. There we go. That's exactly where I see us leaving. So if we have a look at a breakout trend for Cardano, 34, 46%, that's exactly where I'm seeing with that. As a minimum, if we break all-time high, we know big acceleration in the price will be coming. So this is one that I'm getting ready for. The next one that's looking beautiful, that's already breaking trend, and we are looking strong, is BNB, guys. So BNB, also, I can't believe it's sitting at $340. That's huge. And we can see here, we have imbalance in this zone over here, and we got imbalance in the top zone over there. So we have two levels that BNB can take us from here. This is this week, guys. I see this happening shortly. I really see that after these 2-3 weeks of this bearishness, I see at least a week of good bullishness. And this is not telling us that the whole market's reversed. This is just for a short time frame for us to make some good money. And then we can obviously decide. So where we're sitting now with BNB is, let's have a look, percentage-wise. So BNB, anywhere between $320 and the $340, great zones. And the fact that it hasn't just turned bullish so quick is lovely, because look how close it scrunches our stop loss. So my stop loss for BNB is at $300, or even just under 298 in that zone. That's where I'm looking at my stop loss for that. And obviously my entry is between 320 to 340. Now, where do I see us getting from this push up is at least 45 to 60% for the first target, which take us to the $470 to the $525. So that's already good gains to make. And then we obviously have the next bullish scenario that can take us up to 600 to the 657, which is huge, guys. We look at percentage wise, that can take us all the way up to 80% to 100% trades. So that's looking good. We have an exit plan, which is our stop loss at 300. And we obviously got our TPs off the shorter time frames and where we're looking. The next one that I'm looking at here is Link. Now, what I do have with Link is Link, Bitcoin didn't hit it. Now, why I'm excited about Link is Bitcoin never got the higher high for that test that we wanted for the right shoulder. But if we have a look at Link, Link did. That was the previous low. Look how quickly Link reacted to that zone, and we got the higher high, which means Link is a strong one that's going to get us out of the gates quickly. If Bitcoin starts breaking back into the $37,000, $38,000, $40,000 levels, Link is going to be one that's really going to be accelerating strongly at the zone. So where I'm looking at for buys on Link is between $26 and $28. So that's a good zone. And we can see that we have a lovely low at the zone over here. And stop loss should be under that zone. Very simple on where we're sitting. So $25 will be my stop loss. So anywhere between $26, $28, laddering in on Link, stop loss at $25. Minimal risk. Now, remember, the difference between this is we are planning on 5 to 8% stop losses, which means that's what we're risking of our money, 5 to 8% of our money that we're risking. Now, what's our reward that we are looking for is for Link to at least get back up to these higher time frame imbalance zones. Now, if I have a look, if we're risking 5 to 8%, but our reward is looking between 50 and 80%, which means we're running at basically a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 8. Which means that, yes, we're risking this little bit of 5 to 8%, but we have the chance to make 8 times more than what we're risking. So that's looking really good. So Link is also at a zone, and it's showing us that when the markets go bullish, it is one that's shooting out the gates quickly. So Link is definitely $26, $28. That's laddering in zone. Stop loss at $25. First target I'm looking at is $43 to the $48 region, which is a big trade. And obviously, if we break the tops, we are then moving strongly. That's looking good. Now, the next one that's breaking out, you see here, guys, do you see what happens when we catch these? We are currently catching Link and Dot here. This is where we're catching it now. And you see when you finally get it break out the test, you can see how Solana's already one that's starting to lead by example, showing us that Solana's breaking strongly up from the bullishness of the market. So Solana is going to have a small pullback with the market as well. And it's going to be a good time for us to be getting in because we still have huge imbalance, which is sitting at these levels over here. So where I'm looking at Solana is anywhere between $29 to the $30.5 is my entries. So if we have a look there, anywhere in this zone is a good entry zone. We know we shouldn't come back into trend. So $27 is my stop loss. So if we have a look at anywhere in these zones over here, 7% stop loss risk. What's our gains? From here to that zone, 60 to 80%. So now we're sitting at a level now where, let me just get in here, where it's a 1 to 10 risk reward ratio. That's a good time to be trading. So not to get in too much, I think that's a good amount for us today. I don't want to go in too much. There are a few more. Kusama's looking beautiful. look at Kusama. I actually love this chart as well. So I'm also going to speak about this one quickly because Kusama hasn't had that bunginess in the market, that crazy amount. It's calmed down so much. So we are literally catching this thing on beautiful touches of trend. And this, we are catching it nice and strong and early. And we do have the previous low, which is good. So if we're looking at, if you're a Kusama lover and you want to add some more into Kusama, anywhere now is really good buys between $305 to the $320 region is a great top-up zone over here. It's already starting to show us some good strength. We are getting the higher high and we are catching this break very, very early. And my stop loss will be at $285. So having a look at the same thing, what are we looking at to that zone? 7 to 8%. See how all of them are showing us the same thing. But then we got the imbalance, the big imbalance in this zone, which is there. So same thing with Kusama. Anywhere from this zone, 60 to 80%. So they're all giving us that good 1 to 10 risk reward ratio. And when you have that, you got your plan A, you got your plan B, and it's worth trading because now you got a full exit point if we go bullish and an exit point if we go bearish at any point. And we have a good risk to reward ratio, which means it's worth it. It's worth me putting some of my money on the line because my possibilities for the win is higher than the loss, but I always have a plan for the loss because we know that at any point we break these trends that we have just made, Bitcoin can go down to $20,000, guys, which means we will get huge farming opportunities. So let's not be scared. Let's trade it as we're going. So these last two, I'll go through quickly if you guys are interested to see. Uni is looking good. Uni, we are catching brilliantly at the zone. So Uni, same thing, $25, $26.5, great add-on zones, and a stop loss at $23 under that zone. You can see this, guys. These supports are beautiful little strategies to use. We are moving up that stop loss territory. And same thing with gains, where we're looking to the upward side. There's our imbalance zone over there. So gain-wise, from there, same thing, 45 to 60%. So we are looking good with Uni as well. And the last one that I want to show you guys is VET. VET, we are catching beautifully as well. We are finally getting that break of the trend. We are pushing for the higher high, and it will have a tiny little pullback with Bitcoin that will keep us in this level over here. And that's a really good laddering in zone for VET. And what's nice is basically at the 10 cents region is our stop loss. So this one is looking strong, anywhere between 10.5 to the 11 cents region is a great buy zone because this hasn't reacted strongly yet to this whole drop that we've had, and we have the same imbalance areas over there. So if I have a look percentage-wise, there we go, from there to there, it's bigger. The fact that it hasn't fought back the way that Cardano has means they're going to be the ones that are going to shoot out the gates quickly as well. So VET is another big one as well. It's a 7 to 8% risk, and it's even a higher, it's 100 to 120% reward. So this is a 9 to a 10, a 10 to 11, 1 to 10 to 11 risk to reward ratio. So that's good. So we've got exit plans. We got for the bullish and the bearish scenarios. We know where our stop losses go. Don't be scared. We are finally getting the calm down in the market. We are making higher lows. We are starting to get to the point where they're going to try to redeem some of the losses that we have. And all that I've given today is the minimal of what can happen. The market can easily, something big happens and turns bullish all of a sudden at some point. The main thing is we are getting at the lows. We are planning for short term. Long term will come as a bonus, and we'll be sitting right at the bottom. So guys, end of the day, my 50%, I'm getting back in the market now. I've given all the entries here. Ladder in on these zones. Put your stop losses in play. And those stop losses, guys, put those stop losses for, it's your choice now. I've sort of, we have our harder portfolio, but I need to start protecting all of my capital. So doesn't matter if it's the other 50% that I was in cash now. These stop losses that we are putting in is going for majority of my portfolio, because these are such key stop losses that I'd rather be at with 80 to 90 to 100% of the market if we do get the worst bearish scenario. And the only way we're going to get that is we break that support. So the coins that you are still in the market, and where I'm setting these stop losses, I'm putting majority of my coins to that stop loss, which means that if we drop these levels and we finally drop that thing, that means Bitcoin is going into the 20Ks. I'd rather be 100% out the market. And from that, then I can recapitalize and I can rebuild from that. So stop losses can go for all of your coins in these zones. Remember, if you're an investor and you are 1 year, 2 year hold, guys, this is going to recover. Over the next year to 2 years, you're going to be very shocked where these coins are. But for your trading portfolio, it all matters on what trader you are. Like me personally, I'd like to leave 20%, call it 10 to 20% for the 2-3 year hold. The rest of the capital, I obviously want to ride this bull run and be in and out of the market. But if you are just a clear investor and you're not a fan of trading and not a fan of this in and out of the market, make sure that you got your shopping list correct. Make sure you have chosen the right coins. You have stocked up with the right coins. And from that, you will make, as long as the world adopts crypto, you choosing the right coins that are going to make the crypto world run. The only way it can run is if every company can use it, school can use it, all these things. And how's that going to work? That's going to work with your Cardanos, your DOTs, and all of the main coins that matter. So if you're just a clean investor, make sure you've changed your portfolio and you've got into the right coins. And for the guys that are starting with smaller capital, smaller amounts, you don't have lots of money you need to start making a little bit of money now. This is where this is for you now, to be getting in and out with me. It is a bit more active now. And when the bullish segment hits again and the market's running bullish, we're not going to trade a lot. We're going to be holding trades for 2-3 weeks. We're not going to be doing much in the market. So sort of understand what trader you are. Another exciting thing, guys, at 2 o'clock today, in the next hour and 20, I am doing that live call for the 20 winners. And what we are starting to do is every week, I'm going to be doing a call on a Monday, a 1-hour call, and we'll be selecting 20 people every week for that. So we can start educating as we go. My biggest problem at the moment is I just want to educate you all, and we are pushing so hard to get the school done, because then I can educate every single one of you and give as much as I want to in the market. The signals are cool, and telling you guys where to buy and selling cool. I enjoy it, but my true heart is there to actually educate you guys and to make sure that you can make decisions on your own, and you know what to do if things go right, and you know what to do if things go wrong. So guys, it's a shorter. What time are we on? We're on 31 minutes today, so I'm closing this a bit earlier today. I am pretty sure that the 4 o'clock is happening. We've got a lot of problems with Fred. We've got a lot of problems with Rand traveling a bit. So I will update you guys. Please make sure you are on my Twitter and make sure that you are following up so we can give you all the updates. And remember, all of these coins now, as I'm laddering in, I will be putting the videos out on Twitter on my coin panel and all of that, because there are some cool updates on coin panel as well that I want to show you all. So I'm getting back in the market. I know where to get out, and I'm ready to hit this market strong. So from my side, I'll see you there, Ran.
Yeah, so there's not going to be a later show today because I'm just about to take off to go to Miami. But I will. There is a big show tomorrow with Scaramucci. Sheldon, my brother, well done, man. You handled the show incredibly, buddy. Well done, my brother.
You're doing what you got to do, Ran.
Tomorrow. See you guys again tomorrow.
Guys.
And big love to Fred's family. Big love to Fred's family.
Awesome, guys. So we'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good day. Trade well, trade safe, and we'll see you all later.